Okay, I'm here with Dana from Harvest Moon in Foxboro. They're a place that's still open, an essential store. This shop here provides supplies if someone's interested in doing home grow. A problem for people if they're not medicinal patients, they can't get cannabis right now. Home grow, obviously, they can. In our state, we're lucky enough to have legal home grow and legal gifting. So, Dana, how much would it cost for someone to get started in a home grow situation?
Not too crazy. I mean, so usually gardening cannabis is a two-stage process. We have a vegetative process and we have a flower process. So usually what we recommend new growers to do is kind of invest in their vegetative process, which might include like getting a fluorescent light and some pots and some containers if we're looking to do kind of soil-based or media-based grows, or a small hydroponic setup at that point if we're looking to do hydroponics. But I would probably say somewhere in the $250 to $300 range, and it's all very scalable depending on what size garden you're trying to have. If you have a little closet, probably a little bit cheaper. If you're trying to convert a bedroom or something like that, might be a little bit more expensive. But generally, getting into it, I'd say probably about $300, and you'd want a light, you'd want some nutrition. You'd want maybe a small fan for the plants, and you'd want some soil and probably some containers to grow those plants in. So yeah, I'd probably say in about the $300 range.
What's the smallest grow operation you've ever seen?
I used to grow in like a small, like opened out like a speaker cabinet at one point, like a little 1x12 guitar speaker cabinet. I used to have a little grow going in there. So I'd like to see somebody have a smaller grow than that.
What do you think the advantages to growing your own cannabis are versus going to one of the medicinal shops?
Lots, man. I mean, number one, you're being self-sufficient. So, cannabis can be quite expensive, especially at a rec shop where you're paying a very high tax on that product. So things tend to be expensive. And the thing with like a dispensary or a rec shop, there's no guarantee that it's going to be great genetics or great gardeners in the back of the place. It's a little bit like a mom and pop pizza shop. You're going to catch good ones and you're going to catch bad ones. So there is a little bit of a lack of consistency from dispensary to dispensary. If you are gardening for yourself, you should be able to maintain some sort of consistency, and you can isolate genetics and plants that you really like and work well for you. And then also, like I said, you're not spending money, and there's also the aspect of gardening being a little therapeutic, man, especially in the dark months and the winter time. To have a nice bright garden downstairs and have some plants tends to cheer people up a little bit as well. So a lot of benefits to doing things for yourself. A lot of benefits.
Do you see more people growing hydroponics or with soil?
I would say majority of our customers are probably soil or media based, so we're doing either like organic soils or we're doing kind of like what they call, it's basically hydroponics, doing like a peat or a cocoa based thing. Everything is still being supplied nutritionally by, the bottled nutrition, but, the media is just there to hold, kind of structure to the roots. So very similar hydroponics, you can do that containerized as well.
Do you see the future for home grow expanding, especially in light of our current situation with the pandemic?
I could see that, man. I mean, there's going to be two things that come to mind, always, in a situation where supplies are kind of scarce and all of a sudden you can't get things that you normally are used to being able to get. You kind of get the mindset that if I'm self-sufficient, I don't run into this problem. So where rec shops now are currently not, allowing people to come in and get their cannabis, this isn't something they've run into before. So being self-sufficient and having your own supply is always like a good way to kind of go in that sense.
Okay, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you talking with us today.
Cool. Thank you, man.